y'all, it's Ann. Welcome back to my kitchen. Today I'm going to bring you some quick and easy meals, but they are so delicious. And you can have these on your table in less than 30 minutes. And I'm also doing a pantry challenge, so these are going to be recipes that just come from my refrigerator and my freezer and my pantry. So I'm starting off with like a potato and steak skillet. I'm using some potatoes and some leftover steak that I have, and I'm just going to cook it all in my cast iron skillet. So I've got some butter that I melted in the microwave with some garlic powder, and I just heated that up and I'm pouring that over the potatoes. Then I'm using some onion powder, of course. I love me some onion powder. And I'm putting in some ranch seasoning because it goes so well with steak and potatoes. I'm just going to fry those potatoes, and while those are cooking, I've got some bacon and I'm putting that in the oven. I figured that I would just make the whole pack, that way I can use it for breakfast as well as this dish. I've got some steak, some leftover steak, and I'm going to cook that. And I've got some of that bacon grease in my cast iron skillet to give the meat a little bit of flavor, and I'm just barely cooking this meat. I don't like mine cooked all the way. And I just added it to those potatoes that I cooked earlier, and I'm going to add some pepper jack cheese and some of the bacon that I chopped up and some chives from my garden. Okay, I'm just going to put a lid on it and let it heat through until the cheese is nice and melted and bubbly. Oh my goodness, y'all, look at this. This looks amazing. All my favorites: steak, cheese, and bacon. I can't wait to eat. All I did was top it with some sour cream and some ranch, and it was delicious. I'll definitely make that again. So next I'm going to make a chicken pot pie. All I'm doing is adding some cream of chicken soup to some chicken that I canned. You can also add some broth and also add water if you want to. Just stir that together. And I just heated it through, and then I just got a crescent roll sheet, or just a crescent roll, and then I put it in a greased 9x13 pan, and I'm going to bake that in the oven until it's brown. Mine got a little more brown than I would like, but it was still good. And I just topped it with the chicken mixture. And then I'm going to add another crescent roll on top and bake it in the oven. You could also add some mixed vegetables if you would like, but I just like mine plain without any vegetables in it. I like mine on the side. And this turned out so good. Just put it in the oven until the top gets brown. That's all you got to do. It's that simple and that easy. And I just served mine with some instant rice and a can of peas. Alright, dinner is served, and it took less than 30 minutes. So that's what we had for dinner tonight. Okay, tonight for dinner I'm just going to make a quick and easy stir fry. I've got one onion cut up, and I'm just sauteing it in some avocado oil, and I've got a chicken breast that I defrosted from the freezer, and I've just cut that up into small pieces, and I'm going to cook that with the onion. I've got some minute rice over here on the stove, so it's going to be even quicker getting dinner on the table. I've made a sauce here. I'm just using a little bit of stuff here and there. I've got some honey, just a touch of sesame seed oil. You don't need much of that. I've got some chicken broth. I just added the stuff. I didn't measure. I've got some low sodium soy sauce that I put in, and I always add a little bit of this wing sauce. It gives it a little bit of heat. It's got some chili flakes in there, and it always thickens it up a little bit too. So I'm just going to mix that together until it tastes good, and then I'll add that to the chicken and the onions. And I've also got some broccoli florets out of the freezer, and I'm going to add that to it as well. So my chicken's done, so I'm going to go ahead and add that sauce to the pan. I also added some cornstarch, so that would thicken up the sauce a little bit too. Okay, I just steamed the broccoli and added that to the sauce and the chicken, If you had a bag of Asian vegetables, you could do that instead of the broccoli. And I just made that with the rice and mixed it together, and that was dinner for tonight. This is a perfect pantry meal when you only have a few minutes to get dinner on the table. Right, y'all, another easy dinner. I had cooked a chicken breast here for Doug for his lunch. So I just went ahead and heated it up a little bit in the air fryer and cut it up, and now I'm going to make some wraps. I've got some peppers and onions that I cooked here, and I'm just putting the chicken on top. I did take the tortilla and heat it up in the oven, and I've got some ranch on the bottom, and I've got some lettuce and tomato that I've got chopped up in another bowl, and we're just going to kind of make a ranch chicken wrap, I guess you'd call it. Just a quick and easy dinner out of leftovers that I already had in the refrigerator. This chicken was so good. I just put some lemon pepper and onion powder, garlic powder, salt and pepper, and cooked it in the cast iron skillet, and it had so much flavor. So that's what we're going to have tonight. We're just going to wrap these up and have some chicken ranch wraps for dinner with some chips. So this is another pantry meal that was so good. And for my last dinner, I'm just making some pork. I had some Boston butt in the freezer that I needed to cook, so I just put it in there for about 8 hours just with some salt and pepper. And I'm going to make some, I guess you would call them Carnita Bowls, just some Mexican bowls, and I'm going to put this in the pan and kind of get it a little bit crispy like a carnita. So I'm just going to put that in there with a little bit of the juice from the pork, and I'll add some taco seasoning with it. Alright, this turned out really good. It has really good flavor from that taco seasoning, and I'm just going to layer that in a bowl with some toppings. And I've got my home canned salsa, my pork, and I just put that with some rice and topped it with some sour cream and cilantro, and this was so good. I hope y'all enjoyed these meals. They were quick and easy. In less than 30 minutes you could have dinner on the table. So I hope y'all enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys in the next video.